Welcome back to our next episode in our Costa Toscana vlog series. Last time we took you ashore, navigated the crowds and managed to get on a bus, and yes, people did duck under my arm to get onto the bus. Anyway, after that we headed on the train to one of the most incredible cities in Europe, and yes, the train did have 2 floors, Rome. First up we stopped for Italian coffee before making our way along to the Vatican. This is St. Peter's Square, so we spoke to you about the square, we took you inside the church, which I'll show you in a second, and we spoke to you a whole lot about pillars, so make sure you've caught up with everything over there. Anyway, the church was absolutely remarkable. If you head over and watch that episode, you'll see way more detail. We even told you about this man's feet, but we don't have time to go into that right now. After that, we climbed the church for some incredible views inside and outside before returning to the ship. Our time on board, we ended up watching one of the best shows that we actually got to see on board Costa Toscana, followed by one of the best pizzas that I've ever had at sea. Today, we're taking you somewhere completely different, and that's Genoa in Italy. Good morning guys and welcome back. Hello from a relatively sunny Genoa actually, which you've never been to this part of Italy before.
We've had a morning of firsts, my first time in Genoa, and it's Fraser's first omelette at the age
oh my goodness.
31 years old.
Yes, 31 ripe years and...
Never had an omelette.
And ham and cheese.
Out of a fear of egginess.
Yeah, and it went well.
Yeah, it was lovely.
It went well and I'd have another tomorrow. So, yeah, omelette was good. This morning, we are heading over to Genoa Aquarium, which, do you want a fun fact?
Well, I read something this morning when I was looking at the directions.
Are you going to steal my fun fact again?
No, I'm not going to steal it.
No, go for it. What is it?
Is it on a ship?
No.
It said on the Google intro, in a ship-like building. What could that even be?
Oh, see, a ship-like building is different to a ship.
Well, how can a building be ship-like?
I guess we'll find out. I don't know though. So it's by ships, it's by the big yachts down in the harbour. So if you guys remember last time I was here, I took you down to like where all the big money super yachts were. Now we are heading over there today to check out the aquarium, which, fun fact, is that it's the largest aquarium not just in Italy, but in Europe.
Brilliant.
That's fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, really.
Do you want another fun fact?
Yeah.
So this morning we're docked in Genoa. As you know, Genoa is actually the birthplace of
pesto.
Christopher Columbus.
Oh, and pesto.
and pesto. I think Focaccia is also relatively local to here as well.
I'd like a pesto focaccia.
Maybe we can
maybe
deliver
from like a street vendor. An authentic one.
This might be ambitious. What we will commit to you guys is that we're going to show you fish and we're going to show you the old town. Not entirely sure about a pesto bruschetta, but focaccia. But we'll try our best.
And certainly not Christopher Columbus. He's long gone.
Yeah, we can't show you him. So anyway, look, the ship is behind us. The aquarium is about 10 minutes walk that way. So let's head along and we'll either catch up with you in there or when we come back out, depending on how busy it is, because we are joined in port today by, what ship is that?
Enchantment of the Seas.
Thank you, Enchantment of the Seas, which is a smaller ship granted, but if you've got a bulk of people from our ship, which is Costa Toscana, and also Enchantment, it could be relatively busy. So look, let's head along the road and we'll see you along there. Two things we did want to say in this video. Number one is that the walk along from the cruise ship to the aquarium is so easy. No need to take expensive excursions. It's really, really simple. The second thing we wanted to talk about was tourist scams. Some parts of Europe are particularly bad and they're everywhere outside this aquarium. Essentially, guys like this walk up the line giving children things. The majority of people say no, but those who accept it then get hit with a hefty charge for a balloon animal that, to be honest, isn't worth the money. Anyway, let's get inside. Laura, what fish are you most excited about today?
A shark.
That was a good response. I wasn't sure what you were going to say there. I think I am most excited. There was an advert for a dolphin. If there are dolphins in here, that's going to be great.
I would suggest it was art on the way in.
Let's wait and see. As you'll be able to see in a lot of these clips, the animal range at this aquarium was really, really impressive. I can certainly see why it gets such positive reviews for the range of animals, because we were very, very surprised to see some of the animals that we did see in there. Laura got a shark, you'll all be absolutely delighted to know, and we also saw an absolute ton of penguins. I've never seen so many penguins in an enclosure before, and they were all really, really active, which was good to see. Now, what I will say now, we've got a bit of a trigger warning here, because next up we need to look at the topic of dolphins. Now, personally, Laura and I both agreed that we felt very uncomfortable at the prospect of dolphins being held at an aquarium, especially when it's just over the wall from the ocean. This is the one exhibit that it felt really quite sad, actually, to be looking at. We'll cover more on the dolphins in a little bit. Right, we've actually found a part of the aquarium where you can put your hands in and touch everything. Now, I think the animals know what's going on because everyone's lined around the side and they couldn't be further away. But let's see if we can manage anything.
You could do. Stroke it, properly stroke it.
Do you know what that feels like? Sandpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall experience?
Would you expect this water to be hot or cold?
Like a medium temperature.
Cold.
Ah.
We mentioned earlier that we would come back to it, and as you progress through the aquarium, you arrive at the indoor underwater viewing area for the dolphin tank. Now, this is one that, yeah, it just sat really, really uncomfortably seeing animals like this in a tank with not a great deal going on, just swimming around. You could argue that same case for every single animal in this aquarium, but dolphins were the ones that hit particularly hard for us. We haven't ever seen an animal like a dolphin held like this before outside of somewhere like SeaWorld, for example, where they've got the killer whales. Now, one thing that was good to see was the amount of conservation, preservation and educational work that the aquarium is doing, and there was loads of research on dolphins directly beside the tank. Anyway, leaving the aquarium, it was then time for us to explore a little bit of the old town, because as you know, Laura had never ever been here before, so it was really good to show her a brand new city, and of course we had to stop somewhere and get focaccia. After enjoying that snack, and yes, before anybody asks in the comments, we did eat every single slice of that, it was time to head over to the main square. This is Piazza dei Ferrari, and you'll find this in the very heart of Genoa. So this is an absolute must visit if you are coming here. The main attraction is this incredible water fountain right in the centre of the square. It was built in 1936 and then redeveloped and enhanced in 2001. Pretty special to head there, get your picture taken before heading back to the ship. So that's exactly what we did next. We headed back on board Costa Toscana for one of the most beautiful sailaways of the trip. Yeah, so sail away done, and honestly, like, I almost forget how much I love a Genoa sail away every single time. It's just, you sail away, and as you look back, you've got all the different buildings, all the different sizes, all the different colours, all down the hillside, and it, to be honest, just looks like what I imagine an Italian sail away to look like. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. Genoa as a city, I do really like it. It's one that, again, a lot of people when they come to Genoa, they tend to stay on the ship, and yeah, my big bit of advice is, look, get off, go for a walk. The old town is right there, the kind of new modern marina is right there, where you've got the aquarium, you've got like a sky lift, there's loads going on. So I am a really, really big fan of Genoa as a port city. But yeah, the plan for tonight, which, I can't wait to tell you about this, because I'm actually really excited to go downstairs tonight. So I came back to the room earlier to this envelope on the door, which is very nondescript. It's just a plain black envelope, and when you open it, it's got details. Oh, well, it's all stuck to the paper. But you've got details of our reservation for tonight. So Laura and I have booked like a 2-dinner package where you can pick a whole host of different things, right? So you can do like a 7-dinner package, a 3-dinner package, a 5-dinner package, or we booked teppanyaki and this other restaurant, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. And that's cost us €85 for the 2 dinners, which, to be honest, the quality we had at teppanyaki the other night, if you followed my other video, you'll know that we were so impressed with that. So I'm really, really, really excited for this, because this apparently is like Costa's kind of creme de la creme restaurant. So yeah, it should be good. Now it's called, well, it's called Archipelago, I think, but for up until this cruise, I've been calling it Archipelago. So, but apparently that is an actual word, so I think it means a group of islands. So let's go with Archipelago, because that's what the crew on here are calling it. So if they're calling it Archipelago, I honestly, I need to look at it every time. If they are going with Archipelago there, then let's go with that. So yeah, anyway, the document that we got through earlier on, so it's really nice actually. So if I hold it there, you should be able to see it, but it's basically like an invitation for dinner tonight, and then you've got a QR code at the bottom. So if you scan the QR code, then it takes you through to the menu for tonight. But the whole concept of this restaurant is you go in and it's all themed, it's really dark, it's meant to be really classy apparently. So you go in, it's really dark, it's really like laid back and calm. And all through the restaurant, they've got like reclaimed driftwood hanging all over, and it's all lit up really nice. And when I was on Diadema, I went into Archipelago for a look round, and they've got little ribbons, little gold ribbons attached to the driftwood display, and it shows you what beach that driftwood is from. So the restaurant has all been, I guess, created around these bits of driftwood that have been reclaimed from beaches that the Costa Foundation, which is Costa's charity, have gone in to clean up and to improve. So the concept behind the restaurant, from a basic design point of view, I really, really like, because it shows a cruise line that's doing a bit extra for the environment. Now, for everyone that books a dinner at this restaurant, Costa will donate €5 back to the foundation. Now, to me, that's a little bit wooden dollary, but it's really positive that they are actually making a charitable donation for every meal. Now, the restaurant itself, let's talk about that. So you've got three very good, very highly acclaimed chefs. One of them is French, one of them is Italian, and one of them is Spanish, which is the 3 countries that we've been cruising around as part of this 7 nights in the Med. Now, the theory is that each of those chefs has got a number of Michelin stars. So the restaurant is kind of Michelin star standard, but obviously the restaurant itself doesn't have a Michelin star chef in it. It's just been designed, or the menu has been designed by them. So the concept is that you go in, you get a menu from each chef, and then that is basically what you pick from. So I will pick the menu from Helen de Rotse, for example, and that is I think it's a 5-course tasting menu that you go through. Now, there's also the option to add wines onto your 5-courser, and in order to do that, it's €35, or if you're a member of the Costa Club, it's £27 or €27.50. So yeah, I think they then put a service charge on top of that. But for 5 drinks to go alongside a meal, £27.50 actually isn't that bad. Undecided if I'll do it yet, but I'll see how it is when I go down. I think that's all that I need to run you through about the restaurant for tonight. I am so looking forward to this, because I've now been on Diadema and Smeralda and Toscana once before, but I didn't dine in Archipelago because I was looking forward to coming on with Laura, and then we could make a bit of a night of it. So hopefully it's as good as I think it's going to be in my mind, but we'll take you down and show you. But yeah, look, on that note, I need to head out the room, and this is probably the last time that you will see me on camera tonight, because I've just told you that the tasting menu comes with the option of 5 drinks. So what you don't need after dinner is for me to come back on this sofa after 5 drinks minimum, because I won't make a great deal of sense, I wouldn't imagine. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed following along on my journey so far. If you have, then it would be amazing if you could jump down below and chuck a little thumbs up on the video. And if you want to come along for the rest of my adventures, then you'd be more than welcome to do so. And you can do that just by clicking subscribe down underneath the video. And you can also find me over on Instagram and also on TikTok. TikTok, that makes me sound very cool. Wait until you've seen the content before you decide if I'm cool or not. Ready to eat?
Always.
Let's go. Okay, let's talk food. The first thing that we had in this restaurant was this really cool palate cleanser. I can't remember what it actually is. However, it did come with this really cool theatrical bubble on top, which when you popped it, cue Laura coming in with a fork now, there was quite a lot of fog that came out. It was really cool. Anyway, moving on to talk about the food from the main menu. What you're seeing come up on your screen now is all of the meals that we had in this restaurant. The food that's coming up with the description with the white background in the bottom right is the food that I ate, and what's coming up with the sort of tan brown background is what Laura ate. So it was really good because we chose 2 different menus, one from each different chef, so we were able to show you quite a lot of options here. Now, one thing that we did experience was that I ordered a glass of wine. I chose not to go for the 5-glass variety, and when I asked for a glass of red, I was actually poured a glass valued at over €20, and we couldn't believe that a cruise line wouldn't just automatically pour house red. We had no idea the value of wine we were drinking until the bill came at the end and we got quite the fright. Anyway, general closure, really, really good. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing Genoa, and let me leave you with a closing update on Patreon. Hi everyone, thank you first of all for being here. I massively appreciate every single person who has either watched a video, liked a video, commented on a video, or subscribed to the channel. Just before I sign out today on this video, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my Patreon site. Now, Patreon is a way that you can support creators that you enjoy their content online, and my channel currently comes with 4 different subscription tiers. The lowest tier is hopefully priced to be less than a cup of coffee from your local coffee shop, and then they work their way up from there. All you have to do, if you do enjoy my content and you'd like to explore your options over on Patreon, is head to the address on your screen now, where you can see all the different benefits available at all of the different tiers. But from me right now, wherever you are, thank you so much again for watching, and thank you for being on this adventure with me. Have a brilliant rest of your day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you everyone. Bye.